Welcome to Necromancer, the podcast that guides you through the haunted, the forgotten, and the deeply unsettling. Each episode, we unearth chilling tales and eerie legends from the shadows of history. Set the mood, dim the lights, silence the world, and let the darkness settle in. If the story stays with you, share it. Some voices were never meant to fade. Let's begin. Part 1, Descent. I've always believed that some doors are meant to stay closed, but I've never been good at leaving things alone. I wasn't supposed to end up at that university. Honestly, I shouldn't have been there at all. My scholarship got pulled last minute. The only reason I landed the night shift security job was because nobody else wanted it, especially not in winter. Downing Hall was my usual post, an ancient horseshoe shaped building that stank of varnish and forgotten promises. It looked like something out of a Victorian fever dream, all narrow windows and too many shadows. Nobody taught classes there anymore. They said it was under renovation. But the truth, nobody wanted to be alone with the building. Still, it was quiet, and I needed the money. My dad was on oxygen back home, and I was sending every dollar I didn't eat. I took pride in knowing the place inside and out, every closet, every boiler, every door, until one night I found one that wasn't on the blueprints. I'd been chasing a strange noise in the basement, metal scraping against concrete, like a heavy filing cabinet dragged slowly across the floor. It stopped as soon as I got close. That's when I noticed it. Hidden behind a rusted stack of old science lab tables, a narrow metal door flush against the wall, painted over at least twice. The kind you don't find unless you're meant to. There was no handle, but the lock looked old. One of the master keys on my ring, number 41, clicked it open. Behind it, a concrete stairwell. Going down, the air smelled stale. Stale and somehow hungry. Part 2, What Waits Below. The first few levels were simple enough: dusty classrooms, old desks, filing cabinets full of forgotten grades and moldy textbooks. Lights flickered dimly overhead, but the stairs kept going down. I don't mean like a couple floors, I mean impossibly down, like the building was somehow deeper than it should be. Each landing looked the same, but colder. Wrong, my footsteps started echoing strangely, like they were bouncing off things I couldn't see. The third sublevel had walls lined with lead, like a bunker. The fifth had furniture bolted to the floor, desks arranged in circles, blackboards filled with equations in chalk that hadn't been disturbed in decades. And by the seventh, the walls began to whisper. I know how it sounds. I didn't believe it either at first, but every time I paused, I heard it. Words just out of reach, not in any language I recognized, but full of meaning, of invitation. At the bottom, there was a door, not like the others. This one was industrial, thick metal reinforced with rivets, like something meant to keep something in. My keyring didn't help this time, but the lock was already open. I pushed. The room beyond was cavernous, black as pitch, and alive. I don't mean living things, I mean the darkness itself moved. It pulsed. It watched. I stepped in and it stepped back, like it was making space for me. That's when I saw it in the far distance. Something stirred, something vast, with too many limbs and eyes like wet stones. Not hostile, not curious, but hungry. I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't count the stairs. I don't remember reaching the top. But when I burst out of Downing Hall 3 days later, bloodied and starved, they found me clutching a single object. My master keyring, melted and twisted like it had been in a furnace. They sealed Downing Hall after that, said it was unsafe, told people I was mentally ill, that I'd had some sort of episode. Maybe I did, but I know this, that door is still down there,